All right, so we're at Alleva's house, Lou Alleva, and just walked up here. The markings from our inspection are still on the roof, looks like. So we got some damaged shingles there. You can clearly see the break in the matting, right? So I don't know that everything was properly accounted for, but regardless, what we're going to do now is we're going to remove a shingle from this rear slope for the repairability video. You guys should have the RLS sample information, which I believe was given to us as well. But what we're going to attempt to do here is show the repairability or lack of repairability of this product. What we're going to do is we're going to take this shingle right here off the roof. All right, so they're unsealing decently. Okay, hold on. That is not the end of a shingle. Hold on, I just messed up, guys. Backtrack, back it up. Back her up. Hold on now. Okay, so we're gonna all right, scratch that. We're going over here. Taking this one. Pardon me. Now, this thing's barely sealed. It's coming right off. And, you know, even just from loosening it up, I can already start to see damage in the matting over here and right here. So, roof snake. Already used the 5-in-1. Just gonna go ahead and try to pull this apart. This thing's super brittle. Try and be as gentle as humanly possible here. Getting in from the right angle. We don't want to cause too much of a disturbance. We are trying to repair this roof per State Farm's estimate, so it's a little bit of a challenge. With the shingles that are a little bit more brittle, and you can see I'm not lifting up any higher than what it takes to get a nail out. We'll put a nail in because when we go to install, we're simply going to be doing one of these. So that's your total height that this thing can be lifted. And you can see that. Maybe you're a little bit further away than you want to be there. I think that would be better. So this is the total height that we're going to need to be able to re-nail. Right? So again, just trying to be as gentle as possible. We know that this thing's brittle. It's really brittle. I mean, if you I'm just gonna pause right here for just a second. Keep your eye on the product. So this is what we're dealing with. Stuff like this. Now, it's not just the cracking that's occurring. It's not just the cracking that's occurring this way. It's also occurring this way. As you can see the crack going down there. It's, you know, it's not, this is not really what we want to be seeing when we're trying to repair. Of course, we're going to do everything we can to attempt this. The reason we're documenting it is just so it's known that, you know, there was an attempt. But some of these nails are actually nailed significantly higher than they should be, which means I got to drive this in further than I would like to, and that's what's going to lead to having that crack in the actual product, in the matting of the product, and it's you know, it's tough because you really want to, you know, you should be getting them from the bottom. Like that one came out good. I only got one vertical crack where the keyway is here, similar to the other one there. This one didn't have a big one going horizontally, which is nice. You know, we try to balance these out as best as possible, but sometimes when they're just not repairable, they're just not repairable. So that's kind of what we're dealing with here. Just got one more I gotta get. It's way up there. Of course it is. Trying to give you the best angle, being able to see what we're doing. This thing, so I gotta kind of work it up and down a little bit to get into the position that I can get into to get this from an angle. If I go this way, it's gonna crack on the edge between the nail and the shingle. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. If I were to pry it up right there, you're just gonna have a crack going over from the nail over to the edge of the shingle. So we're trying to get it from that side. You can see that this is already broken right there. I haven't even pulled it out yet or reinstalled. So it's difficult. These are tough. Just because of the age, I guess, you know, the lack of sunlight might factor in here to an extent. So yeah, all right, so this one's out. I don't want to take it too far. I mean, this is the stuff we're talking about here. It's going this way and it's going that way, these cracks. Now some of them, like this one turned out pretty good. Oh no, it didn't, never mind. I lied, I apologize. That did not turn out good. You know, we got to be able to remove to reinstall, and you got to be able to lift to install as well. So pulling this one out of the way, let's take a look at this. You know, we got the horizontal going on there. Super brittle. I'm not trying to move it too much, but I do need you to see that horizontal there. And of course we got the one that I just showed a moment ago. Where did that go? Is it here? Oh no, it's over here. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's right here. Yeah, this is a tough scenario as well, because you know, now you're looking at, when you go to reinstall this, I got to lift this thing up to get a nail in there. Well, as soon as I lift it up, if that's happening, that's going to span the whole shingle. We're going to have a lot of shingles here. If we got, you know, 5 or 6 individual repairs, you're looking at, you know, about 15 shingles that are going to be compromised, and then all of a sudden we got a major problem instead of having a little bit of relief by doing a repair. Now this one turned out all right. This is the only one that turned out all right here in the middle. I mean, it's probably because of the strength of it being in the middle, but the ones on the ends, and you can see it's got like dirt like in between the keyways, which is crazy. I mean, there's more of it right there. And it's like every keyway's got like dirt. You know, I don't want to unseal something I shouldn't, but yeah, this is a challenge. Here's like, you know, more dirt right here. Like, what the hell's with the dirt? Why do we got dirt? I don't understand. But whatever, it is what it is. I mean, this is not easily repaired. I mean, you got 2 of them right here on this exact slope. You got one missing down there. You know, you got you got several areas here. There's definitely more than 5 or 6. You're probably looking at like 10 to 12, plus the rest of the roof. The front side's got a few. This is going to be a tough one to repair. But we'll get this information over to you guys. I'm just going to use a piece of ice and water shield real quick to patch it. Trying to use something that's a little thinner. I'm just taking some pictures here with another phone while we're in this process. Try to document this as best as possible right off the bat. This is actually modified bitumen we're using, so we're really, doing a solid little upgrade here compared to what we have. Yeah, I'm just gonna nail this down like I would, a shingle. Let's get a couple nails in, nothing crazy, just to show what we gotta kind of deal with. The other thing is it's plywood's bouncing back quite a bit, so there's probably some issues with the decking, which is not really your problem, but just something to note. Yeah, I mean, even the one I just hit right there, it's we got some marks. There's some creasing coming in right here. So, all right, yep, I'm gonna mark up the tears, and we will get this over to you guys for review. Thank you.